Hey internet, what's up? Welcome back. It's YolyBoy talking about YolyBoy. And we're right now in the studio. Today on the podcast, I want to talk to you about music recording, mixing, and mastering. You know, just brief talk on all these things, and so that you can find your way out when you're trying to find your way out, when you're locked in some places, you know what I'm saying? I know somebody's gonna be like, what? What is it gonna do? Man, with a little experience I have in the industry, I feel like I can share something I know about mixing and mastering, because I've been mixing for a whole lot of time now. And man, I mix my albums, man. Looking back, moving forward, I mix it. Movement to Stardom, I mix it. And I work with a couple of artists, you know, on some songs that are really sounding dope good. Man, I mix a lot of songs, and I feel they're sounding good. So I'm in the position to tell you that, man, I got something to share for you in mixing and mastering. Let's head on. Number one, I feel like based on my experience, a little experience I got on music stuff, I feel like the first thing you need to know is the first thing to get is the real quality of vocal from the recording stage. Now, when you get your artist with you in the studio, when the artist is here, or maybe your artist is here to record, or the instrumentalist is here to play and record your instrument, the first thing is you need to get that quality, raw quality sound from recording stage. The vocal has to be clean, healthy, vibey, you know what I'm saying? It has to be on key, has to be soft, clear from any noise or anything. Now, all these things is because it will give you a whole lot of easy work along the way. Because if you got a whack recording, then your mixing and mastering is going to be like, oh. You know what I'm saying, though? So try as much as you can to have a clean sound and perfect recording in your recording stage. Now, another thing I want to say is that you need to have a very good ear when it comes to music analysis. Yeah, maybe you need this kind of ear that when you hear sound, you can figure out, man, this sound is good or not. Because music production is basically 99% ear. You gotta be a good listener. Listen to whatever details are in your audio, whatever details are in the vocal, so that you'll be able to what? Mix your song well. Because if you don't have a good listening ear when it comes to music, you know, I'm not talking about just listening. You can hear sounds anyhow, anywhere. You can hear things, man. But I'm talking about music right here, so that you can be able to mix your song well. Now, let's head into a little bit more logical and technical part of it. Next is EQing, tuning, compression, vocal riding, you know, a lot of things. These are all the basic things you need to know. Now, EQing, you just a little something that you just do to, you know, cut off certain part of your vocal, maybe frequencies you don't like, you cut it off, you can see it around, right? You know, try to high end stuff, reduce the high end stuff, you know, reduce the low end, cut off the low end, you know. It gives you this kind of a graphy thing that you can move around. So using the EQ, you need to really know how to use the EQ, because when used properly, you're going to get exactly what you want and a good sound. And when used the wrong way, EQ can make your mixing be like, oh God of mercy. You know what I'm saying, right? Yeah, and talking about compression, you know, compression is just like trying to adjust a little recording you had so that the vocal will have this kind of all together sound, a sound that has been put together. The low and the highs are going to have a particular range that the thing rock on, you know. You don't have the sound going down and going up. Now, compression, when added to a vocal, when you over compress, is going to be a little bit of you know what I'm saying? And when applied the right way, you also get it good. Now, when we talk of tuning, most especially hip hop, no trap, and you know what I'm saying, like R&B, yeah, you know, some most part of modern music, tuning is a good thing you do. You know, let it not be that you're tuning to correct pitches, but you're tuning to add some little texture to the vocal, you know what I'm saying? You're just tuning to make the vocal sound a bit, you know, clearer, or a bit on straighter, or a bit melodic, you know what I'm saying? But if you are tuning to make the vocal go on key, because maybe the artist sings off key and you're trying to add tuning, you know, it's going to be obvious that you're losing that natural part of the vocal. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it might be like, meh, sometimes, but when applied rightly, when put on rightly on the song, you're gonna get a little good stuff going happen. And okay, now let's also talk about that, which is also a very important thing when it comes to mixing and mastering. This thing has helped me a lot. You know, sometimes maybe the artists, you know, get a lot of noise when recording. They touch the mic or they kind of say a lot of no background noise, or maybe you can have the air condition blowing in or something, you know what I'm saying? Phone beeps or stuff like that. Or maybe too much of breeze or air in the mix or in the recording, sorry. Now you come back to removing noises, you know, trying to reduce the amount of unwanted sound that are recorded together with the vocals. You know, at this stage, you want the mix to be clean. You know, you don't want to hear other things in your song. Now, that's the importance of removing noise. You have to learn how to do that too, so that when you have your song finished and everything is okay, the people that are going to play your song are going to be like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Your mix is going to sound good. And also, another thing you should put into consideration when mixing, sometimes I feel it's good to break the rules, you know what I'm saying? That rules are okay. When you EQ certain way, compression certain way. No, man, it's depending. Mostly it depends on how the person sing, the kind of instrument you're singing on, and it's also depending on a lot of things like the key of the song, the nature of the music, you know what I'm saying? A lot of things are you know, put together when it comes to that. And certain rules cannot really get you out of certain problems sometimes. Yeah, I mean it, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are rules, you know, but I don't mean you should break all the rules, but try to shift away, man, like move it up, go out of the rules sometimes and see if you can, you know, experiment. It's a creative process thing. So you judge what you hear by what you listen to, and whatever you listen and hear, that's what it is, man. Some rules are going to take you off track, some are going to bring you back on track. But sometimes it's good you break the rules and experiment to see. Because at the end of the day, what you want is a mix that you're sounding unique, something that the song needs. You know, that's what you give the song. It's not about what the rules say sometimes. Sometimes it might be clipping and still sounding natural. Sometimes it might be clipping and still sounding Sometimes it might not be clipping and still sounding distorted. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things have to come into consideration. So when you're mixing, your ear matters a lot. So some rules, you just have to just be like, keep them aside and just do your thing. Oh no, a lot of people are gonna be like, what? He just said break the rules? Yeah, I said break the rules, nigga. All right, let's move on. Sometimes we talk of referencing, right? Reference track, you know. Maybe you're mixing this R&B song and you feel like, okay, yeah, you want to get some, you can play a certain song that is having similar flow. Okay, you want the song to sound like this particular song that has been produced by A-class producer, you know what I'm saying? Man, though, I'm not a type of producer that go with all this kind of reference track thing, you know. But sometimes it's good you really consider doing that, especially when you're starting out in your career. And also, lastly, I want to say, you know, at the end of the day, all you want is a clean song when you mix, so that when you head to mastering, it's going to sound good, right? So the truth is that you're just going to balance up, fix it up, and try to see that, okay, the high ends is not too much, the low end of the vocal is not too much. You're going to consider, okay, the vocal and the instrumentations are also have space to breathe in, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is, okay, feeling good in the mix and things are going well. That's the end of everything. At the end of the day, you cannot follow rules, you can follow rules. At the end of the day, all people want is good music, you know what I'm saying? So please just give them good music at the end of the day. And don't forget, it's YolyBoy. So what do you think, man? You have anything to say? Whatever you have to do, I want to hear it. Don't forget, you like, comment, subscribe, anything you want to do with the video, man. It's loud and holla. Let's go and make it happen. Yeah, and talking about mastering, this is just like a final polishing stage of your music. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just like trying to make this song. I think, okay, let me put it this way. The basic aim of mastering is to make a song sound good on every device or any equipment or any gadget that has been played on. You know, some people listen to music on their headphones, some people listen to music on their AirPods, some people listen in their cars, some people listen in clubs, some people have their MP3 player, some have their DVD. Like, everybody literally play music on what they want. So the essence of mastering is to first boost the sound and make the mix and correct some stuff in the mix that, okay, maybe you didn't get this right. Then up the level, up the output level, that's the sound, the loudness of your music. Then make the music favorable, make the music adaptable, make the music listenable on different devices that is going to be played by your consumers. And that is just it. Make your song impressive, make your song good. So that's where it comes to mastering. Now you have to select the right plugins, and I'm going to give you a little things about mastering some video later, but today I think we should go with the mixing and mastering thing. And I feel like today it helped you. And don't forget, man, it's YolyBoy. Talk about YolyBoy right here. And we just talk and we just discuss, right? I hope you have something to learn in this video and you find it very informative. And hey, I'll see you later. I love you all. Remain blessed. Take care of yourself.